start of the boat show,
we catch up with 2011 V8 Supercar champion Jamie Winker.
Perfect day. Forgot to put the bung in. Realised 10 minutes later when the boat was half sunk, and then it was that full of water it wouldn't even get up on the plane.
Chris Yates takes us through the stunning range of ski boats and all the gear that you need to get started.
We don't have the tower on this boat. They are able to be fitted to a traditional ski boat, but because the boat doesn't carry a lot of ballast.
And I try my hand at the new generation PWCs on a trip over to South Stradbroke Island Tipplers. But first, here's your boat show panel.
Hi, welcome to the boat show. Today we're discussing inland waterways and what makes them unique. Sharon, you've had a bit of experience skiing?
I have. I grew up, I guess, doing a lot of water skiing and hadn't done it for a long time until some friends of ours invited us to go up to Lake Mulgara, and I actually didn't quite know where Lake Mulgara was at that point. And we went up for the day and went skiing again for the day. Short story, we're hooked and we're getting ready to buy a place up at Mulgara and start skiing and getting our kids into it, and I can't wait.
Where's Mulgara to start with?
It's up near Arachula, so it takes us just over an hour to get up there, but for quite a while the lakes weren't full, the dams and things, so they're full again now, and it's exciting.
And other than Google Maps, how do people find out about some options for inland waterways?
I guess SEQ Water, they have a great website where they'll give you information on what's available, what you can and can't do, because there are lots of restrictions up there as well, and whether they've got camping sites or cabins or whether they're private and those sorts of things.
And do they have full facilities on site?
There are over on the camping sites, yes,
Okay.
and but you have to book and those sorts of things.
But can you just go there for the day and have a poke around?
Absolutely. Some of the places are private, so you'd have to be invited by a member and those sorts of things. But there's so many places you can go, and it's not that expensive. And to get a pair of skis, or if the kids are young, I mean, towing them on a tube and things. You know, we towed some younger children on a tube, and the squealing and carrying on was great.
Are there any restrictions? Speed restrictions, or can you not ski on some dams and ski on other dams?
Yes, there are. There's lots of those. So that's where I would probably recommend that you go to SEQ Water. Some of them you're not allowed to have power boats on and those sorts of things. So rather than go through all the different dams and waterways, I think that's the best way is to go onto the website and check what the restrictions are.
I think, Jenny, if you go to that website, you'll see that within a very short distance from Brisbane, like within an hour's drive radius, north or south, there's about 7 or 8 different inland waterways that you can go to, and I'm a real kayaking fan. I just love going out there and just exploring. They're just fantastic environments to go out there and just paddle your way
Is it a
around.
great place to learn as well, like compared to maybe taking your chances on Moreton Bay or on the Broadwater?
Oh, absolutely. I know we've got some kids who are a bit shark
Phobic.
And when we explained that, no, fresh water, there's no sharks, we're like, yay. So when they fall off, they're not worried and those sorts of things.
Not hearing the theme track from Jaws.
Exactly. And I mean, even some of the different dams and things, they've got beautiful waterfalls coming down. Some of them have got like forests in the middle of the lake, which Don's probably talking about. You can kayak around those. So there's a myriad of things you can do.
Yeah, it's not just the coast, not just heading to the coast.
No.
Hi everyone, and welcome to Northside Marine. We're here today to talk about wakeboarding and water skiing. We'd like to take you through some products, the boats that we use, talk about the places we go, talk about where you can meet up with your friends and go and have a great day out on the water. It's a fantastic family sport. We've done it for a long time, so we'd like to show you around and show you what you can use to get yourself out there on the water. Welcome aboard our fantastic Malibu VLX. I'd like to take you through and show you why wakeboarding boats are a little bit different to what ski boats are. The most obvious feature on a wakeboard boat is the tower. So most boats that are used for wakeboarding carry a wakeboard tower. The reason for that is that it gives us a tow point that's up high in the centre of the boat. That stops our ropes bellying into the wake when we're actually riding in to do big air tricks. So it keeps it up nice and high, keeps it up out of the boat, And obviously when we're up in the air, the rope's not trying to pull us back down towards the water or get caught in belly in the wake. So that's the most obvious feature. Then from there you move on, and we have most wakeboard boats will carry, particularly in Malibu, in their wake setter series they carry ballast, and the reason we carry ballast is there are built-in tanks that we fill full of water, and this loads the boat and helps it displace more water, hence it makes our wake a lot bigger. And the bigger the wake, the bigger the tricks we're able to do behind the boat, because it gives us more airtime and more pop. So what happens is these boats can go from a beginner where we really don't run much ballast, and then as you progress you can add ballast and your riding progresses, your height gets better, your tricks get bigger, you get more distance across the wake. So the boat's able to adapt to all different riding styles. It's a little bit different to ski boats. Ski boats you won't carry ballast, there's no reason to carry ballast in a ski boat. It's all about actually making the wake the right size and shape for wakeboarding and wake skating. This is one of the exciting new engines in the Malibu range. This is the 350 Monsoon engine. This engine runs catalytic converters, so it's a very, very clean engine. It's clean for the environment. It has a really, really good muffled exhaust system on the boat. It's a full multi-point injected engine. It's 5.7 litre and it produces 350 horsepower. It's what we call a V-drive engine, being that it's in our wake setter VLX. So it has a forward neutral reverse gearbox, and then it also has the addition of a V-drive, which enables us to mount the engine in the rear of the boat. Gives us a lot of cockpit space in the boat, a lot of seating in the boat for up to 13 people in this particular model. But keeps it very quiet. It's all contained in the lockers in the rear of the boat, and they're a fantastic thing to drive with that engine on board. Lots of torque and lots of horsepower to pull people out of the water, so it's fantastic. Okay everyone, I'd like to take you now through a Malibu Response. This is a standard ski boat. This is the smallest boat in the Malibu range, and this is your traditional ski boat that family people buy for skiing, a little bit of wake skating, riding disc, plank, freeboard, all of the different style of ski equipment. So I'd like to take you on board now and we'll go through some of the features on this boat. Welcome aboard. Okay, so you'll notice now on a ski boat, in comparison to the wake setter we were on previously, we don't have the tower on this boat. They are able to be fitted to a traditional ski boat, but because the boat doesn't carry a lot of ballast, the wake tends to not be very big behind a ski boat. It's really aimed at being a nice soft wake. So when you ski across it on equipment, skis, planks, discs, freeboards, those sorts of items, the wake doesn't upset your riding. It's quite smooth. So instead of having quite a sharp, heavy lip in your wake and a solid lip in your wake to give you pop on a board, these tend to be softer and flatter. So it's just a more general riding boat. You can still wakeboard behind them. You have the ability to put a tower on, but without ballast, you tend not to be able to make the wake size or shape any bigger than what it is as a standard boat. They also run a little bit different. They've got the engine mounted in the middle of the boat. The reason they do that in comparison to a rear mount is it gives us that centre of balance in the boat, and we run a negative 15-degree shaft angle, and what that does for us is we don't have any prop wash coming up into the middle of our wake. So when you're skiing, you go across and it's a nice smooth wake across the back of the boat rather than having prop wash or a lot of weight into the rear of your boat. You'll also notice that the tow point, the main tow point, is in the centre of the boat. It also stops the boat yawing, and it's quite low, so it keeps a nice level low rope for when you're doing tournament style skiing, or if you're a good slalom skier. Keeps your rope down nice and low. It's not jerking you around as you go out and you pull back in. You can run quite short main lines and accelerate quite hard out of your turns on your ski. So that's your main tow point here in the centre of the boat. It has seating for 6 adults. It's got the double seat up here for basically a couple of passengers plus a rear lounge. There's some quite big storage lockers in these boats for skis. The wake setters tend to have more board racks because of the tower, and your boards can stay up on the racks and they're easy access. On a ski boat, skis are longer, so we tend to put them away in lockers. You also notice the boat's not quite as deep. Again, the boat's not there to displace a lot of water, so it doesn't get buried into the water with the ability that the wake setter has to fill it full of water in the ballast tanks. This one doesn't need that, so we keep them a little lower. They're a nicer, softer wake, and generally the boat is a fun boat to drive for the general family boat that want to get into skiing and some basic wakeboarding.